Alright, let's go ahead and get started. In this video, I'm going to be doing what I did in my, I can't say previous. In a video so long ago, I did a Cel Animation replication of an Ed, Edd and Eddy scene from the cartoon series Ed, Edd and Eddy. Wow, that was a very long and drawn out and a roundabout way to just saying I am doing an imitation, a copycat sketch of a scene. This time I'm doing Hey Arnold. This is from one of the first episodes, actually. This is going to be the one where Arnold and Gerald were part of Helga's play as part of the food, and they were dressed as the strawberry and banana, and essentially they decided not to go. So they did that, and they ended up taking a bus that was supposed to take them to the actual thing, but they instead went all the way to the very end, and they ended up downtown, and then they ended up getting money tossed at them because they were supposedly these other guys who were, for some weird reason, dressed up as a banana and a strawberry, and the whole gag was, oh, people downtown sure are nice. Anyways, they end up going, get changed, and then they go to this souvlaki. It's a Greek food, in which I never heard of it until I seen this episode years ago, and then as I was working on this video, in the midst of stopping and going, I ended up going to get myself some souvlaki, and I'll probably end up putting that here, or probably not. I'm probably not going to do that. Anyways, I'm just rambling. The drawing itself is the hardest part for me, getting the foundation of the actual drawing itself down, which is why, for me personally, whenever I'm drawing something, I'll do these rough sketches, and then I'll go in and I'll finish it, and then I'll do things like this, and I'll go in and scratch and draw and scribble and whatever. But this looks like it was done so quickly. Let me tell you, this took forever, going in and cleaning up and going in and cleaning up and fine-tuning it. And I should probably get one of those like precise erasers, especially when I'm starting doing these ones. Anyways, Souvlaki Shack. And when I was watching the episode, it says something about 24 hours. If you see, that's why it looks like I did like 20 and left the half off. But if you look to the reference image, it said 20 something. But now for the shorter part is the inking. Alright, inking is the bane of my existence. I am to this day so anxious whenever I'm doing a piece like this. I get so far into it and I'm doing so well, and then I go in and I F up on the inking. I'm using this weird one I found from Hobby Lobby, which is a variable inking size that goes from 0.2 to like 1.0, depends on the pressure and everything like that. I thought I was doing pretty well, and if you look on some parts, if you look at the parts that I'm doing on the hand and the feet and the legs, some of them are a little bit thicker than others, and I wish I probably should have not used this, especially when I was testing out for the first time. I should have did something else. But anyways, can we just take a moment? Erasing is so satisfying. You can't tell me this is not satisfying. Look at this. Nice and slow, and getting rid of all the work you just did, but getting rid of all the excess stuff and everything like that. It's just, hurry up. Okay, I'm gotta hurry up. That was me telling myself to hurry up. Just look at this. You can imagine the sound. And it just looks so clean. Trust me, it was so satisfying doing that after working on it for so long. And now the most enduring, the longest part of it all is the coloring. Now, the original reference is a Cel Animation. If you aren't familiar with Cel Animation is, I will go ahead and put a little description or whatever right here. So essentially, it's just going to be when you have something that's drawn or painted, and it's going to be the whole thing where, that's why if you look in like some of the older cartoons, partially like the 90s, kind of sort of, Ed and Eddy is probably the most notable one. In my recent memories, there's a plethora of other ones, but that's because it's my favorite show. Hey Arnold was also used in Cel Animation. They painted it hand by hand. The colors were hard to match is what I was getting at. It was kind of hard for me to find the exact colors, and I have a whole bunch of Prismacolors, which I should probably just, do better, but it wasn't too bad. I wanted to give it that 90s texture look. I wanted to give it that texture look is what I was getting at. Now, albeit, if you look at this part, I did end up going over the lines themselves, and I believe later on I do go in and I try to clean things up, but hey, it's my first real piece in a very long time, and I'm not going to complain. It does look like there are two very different colors on Arnold's hair. Here I have like the shadow, which is going to be a black, and then the yellow, and then his outline was red. Because what I realized when I was doing the inking, it wasn't necessarily a black outline. Now going into the nitty gritty part, the kitchen that our homie here, I don't know his name. I don't think he ever was credited a name. He never spoke, but his kitchen was like blue and silver and white. It was just like a clean kitchen look, which was kind of ironic since it was downtown and they sold falafel, hummus, burgers, and souvlaki, and a fan, which was pretty cool. I don't know why I'm saying that. But the wall itself, I liked how the purple, pink, and the white and the blue all complemented each other. And that was my favorite part of this entire thing, this entire piece. The coloring of the walls were my favorite part. Now going on to the rest of the walls and the bricks and everything like that, and then this one random poster that was just left. I don't know if there was ever anything on it, but whenever I rewatched the episode, it was just a white piece of paper. It was not, this scene itself wasn't long. It was maybe 1 second, 2 seconds. I had to go back and like screen capture the reference image itself because it happened so quick, but it was just between the music and the tone and the story and everything like that, it was just so, I don't know, quaint, iconic. I guess you really can't call it iconic if it wasn't posted everywhere in like a wallpaper. To me, I thought it was pretty good. I liked everything about it. The sidewalk itself was going to be illuminated by the light from the souvlaki sign itself, which is why it has this weird like bulb roundish look, because it was being cascaded by like essentially like a street lamp, but it wasn't a street lamp. So I wanted to give the curbs themselves and the street that highlight, which explains why everyone else's faces are like kind of two-toned, because they're facing the light source, which would have been the shop itself. Now, I was nervous doing this part because it was, one, the ending of the actual piece, and two, if I did too much color on top of the color pencil, on top of the actual wording, I was going to mess up. And I believe I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I believe I did mess up at one point in time, which is why like some of these words were kind of stretched out because the aspect ratio of the video was not the same aspect ratio of the paper. But anyways, I want to give that neon sign look, so I went in with a light pink, and then I went around with a darker pink to give it that color, and then I ended up just doing like a blue. At this point, I was just trying to blur and blend everything together. Ooh, that should have focused a little bit better. Come on, Sean, you can do it. 3, 2, 1. Yep, there it goes. All right, cool. And now the lighting on the signs itself. I thought this was very 90s just by the amount of color that was going to be on the sign and cascading. Come on, Sean, just get back and focus. Jesus. Okay, there we go. Overall, the sign was fun to do. I was very scared and skeptical of how it was going to turn out. I went in, blurred it in, but I think we're getting to the end of this video, so I just want to say thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you like this format. Hopefully you like how this video came out. I did reach out to some of my viewers, some of my really close friends who watch my channel and watch my videos that are very like, hey, this is really good, but I think you should do it this way, or they gave me feedback, essentially what I'm doing. So if you like this video and you want more like it, if you like this kind of format, just let me know. Peace, love, and hot sauce. I said that already. Like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that cliche stuff, but in the end, this was the piece, and I hopefully you enjoyed. Now I'm gonna stop talking because we only got like a few seconds left. Now that you just look at the video. All right, peace.